Rajdeep, many would suggest that maybe why are we talking so much about the Thackeray brothers? And Yashwant Deshmukh has said it many a times that there is this big factor where Devendra Fadnavis is concerned as well. But now that we are talking about it, Rajdeep, are we overemphasizing the influence of the Thackeray brothers coming together, especially after the speeches and the rallies of the last few days?
Well, Preeti, I think, look, the Thackray brothers coming, or cousins coming together after 20 years is why this election becomes significant. It is an existential battle for the Thackerays. Do they retain the Thackray brand, or has Eknath Shinde virtually snatched it away from them? The Shiv Sena itself gets about 23-24% of the vote. Does Raj Thackeray add to the UBT Shiv Sena vote, or will he alienate some of those who embraced the Shiv Sena in the 2024 Lok Sabha, like Muslim voters? I think for the Thackray brothers, this is truly a do-or-die battle. There's absolutely no doubt about that. They've lost the Vidhan Sabha, they've lost elections outside Mumbai. Without Mumbai as their citadel, as their base, they will find it very difficult to retain their karyakartas or workers. So, is Raj Thackeray a force multiplier? He certainly added with that speech that he made a lot of vigor to the Shiv Sena campaign, but it also put off a lot of people who are completely angry with the kind of coarsened language he used, particularly against Annamalai and Tamil. So, he's a bit of a double-edged sword. So, we'll have to see how that plays out. And really, for the Thackeray cousins coming together, will they be able to save their own political careers is still a big question mark.
Okay.
The Shiv Sena
all right, okay, Sahil wants to come in, but so does Yashwant
off.
Deshmukh. Allow me to bring in Yashwant Deshmukh. You wanted to come in? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I mean, just to add to Rajdeep's point that, it's a do or die battle. I mean, obviously, it's that kind of equity on the table. But at the same time, when I'm looking at the entire pitch of the campaign, Preeti, I can not help but notice that the entire focus of Thackeray brothers is only and only Marathi Manus voter, and thinking that Muslims will vote for them automatically in order to defeat the BJP. Now, the comments which Raj Thackeray made ensured only one thing, that non-Marathi voters are gonna go away. So that is one thing for very clear. We are not talking about any possible split in the non-Marathi voters. We are not talking about any possible split among the Muslim voters. The focus is now about the possible split of the Marathi voters, or what kind of split would be there between Devendra and Shinde faction and the Thackerays faction. So when you look into the arithmetic of it, so in order to safeguard the Puritan Marathi base, they have managed to somehow antagonize the entire non-Marathi base. Now, if it is going to be useful or not, whether it is going to be a successful strategy, it might have worked a few decades back, as Rajdeep said, but the demography of Mumbai has changed.
Has drastically changed.
That is something which tells me it might not be a very
the politics, basically, Sahil, would you want to, come in on that? The politics of counter-polarization could come up and really bite the Thackeray brothers' political pitch this time.
Well, more than that, I really think that counter-polarization is not going to be very effective for the BJP, as we have already shown in the numbers that the BJP could manage to get close to Thackerays only and only because they could make dent in the Marathi-dominated areas and they could sell their pitch of the development which Devendra Fadnavis was trying to sell. But I would just like to make the last point about, which is not political, which is clearly depends on the numbers. I would just come to the voting percentage. Everyone knows that be it Lok Sabha, be it Assembly, the numbers, the voting percentage numbers in Mumbai have always been lesser than that of the rest of the Maharashtra or any other.
You're talking about the class divide here as well.
Yeah, no. So listen, so what I'm trying to say is that when it comes to the BMC election, it goes even down because the lesser number of people come out and vote in the BMC elections. And that is where the BJP must be fretting at this point of time, because the BJP's numbers in 2017 increased is because for the first time in last 20 odd years, for the first time, the BMC, during the BMC polls in 2017, the vote percentage in Mumbai crossed 50% mark and reached to 55%. And that is how also the BJP could manage to make that jump to the 82 seats.
Fair point.
Whereas all the elections before, since 1992, the vote percentage has always been around 45%, and that is
Fair
where
point.
the Shiv Sena has
And
always
that's where
managed
also,
to
Sahil,
keep
the
their
class
control on
divide
the
comes
BMC.
in, because usually stereotypes
Exactly.
of psephology seem to suggest if the voting percentage is less, then you're having not the upper class come out, which is the traditional vote base
Correct.
of the BJP.
And that happens
So,
in Mumbai. That happens
yeah.
in Mumbai.
So that's the political point that Sahil's trying to make. I'm taking final comments. Shankar Iyer, do we finally have you? If you do, final comments, sir.
This will basically a GPS election. On GPS, you have plot the per square feet value of the property of the area where vote happens. You have to plot their vegetarian, non-vegetarians, as I joke with yesterday, voting percentage, the demography, and everything. But one pretty that has not been discussed is the level of apathy, the complaints about Christians, about corruption.
Shankar Iyer, I am
all
afraid,
of
sir,
this
there's a problem with your audio. We've been trying to correct it. I'm afraid we can't hear you. I apologize, sir. There's a huge problem with your audio link there. Jayant Menkar, do you want to come in? Final comments, Mr. Menkar?
Yeah, I mean, there is a sort of the description on the language percentage also. Around 35% are Maharashtrians, 23% are North Indians, 11% are Gujaratis, and as what is mentioned, that even 18 to 20% are Muslim votes. And any sort of alliance between, as it is stated, Mamu, the Marathi and Muslims are not going to vote definitely for BJP, and they had already voted for Shiv Sena. So naturally, considering this alliance, that is why I said that I keep Thackray brothers, with the two brothers are coming together, with MNS having at least 7% votes, of course in Marathi dominated area. And though BJP may have had whatever 44 seats in 2017, but after that, the situation has changed in 2019, and I'm looking only at the present situation. And I'm mentioning the days also from 5th of July, when the fourth Hindi, the two brothers came together protesting against the forced Hindi, and day before yesterday's rally. These two events,
You're
I'm
saying
again
could change the
repeating.
course?
Yes, these two events.
Okay, these two events
Yes.
could change the course.